All right, 49ers fans, we need to talk about something big that's quietly brewing during this bye week. And no, this isn't the usual rumor mill nonsense. There is a very real possibility that the 49ers could be preparing to make another roster move, and the timing of it couldn't be more important. So let's break everything down today. The potential bye week signing, the depth concerns pushing this conversation forward, how it ties into our matchup against the Titans, and finally, what the NFC playoff picture now looks like for San Francisco. Take a breath, because depending on how this next week unfolds, the 49ers season might shift faster than anyone expected. Let's get into it. Part 1. Why a bye week signing is suddenly in play. First, let's start with the most important question. Why would the 49ers even consider a signing right now? Normally, bye weeks are for rest, recovery, and self-scouting. Teams don't make a lot of splash moves unless something is genuinely wrong underneath the surface. But here's the situation with San Francisco. The last stretch of games took a heavy toll on the roster. Depth has been tested. The coaching staff knows the margin for error shrinks dramatically from this point forward. And that's why this rumor isn't coming out of thin air. It's coming from the actual state of the roster. So let's break down the 3 positions where a bye week signing is most realistic and, honestly, most necessary. 1. Offensive line depth is officially a concern. The 49ers have been surviving on patches and adjustments on the interior offensive line. Injuries, inconsistency, and rotations have created uncertainty. Let's be blunt. Kyle Shanahan does not trust the current depth group. He's had to alter the offense, shift protection looks, and move the pocket more than usual just to keep Brock Purdy clean. That alone is evidence that a new body up front is absolutely on the table. A signing here wouldn't be a headline grabber, but it would be a smart, stabilizing move heading into the toughest part of the schedule. 2. The defensive line rotation is running thin. The loss of key rotational players and snap-heavy workloads for starters mean the defensive front is getting worn down. A fresh veteran, especially someone with playoff experience, could make immediate sense. The 49ers depend heavily on gap integrity, and right now, the margin for error on the defensive front is too small for comfort. Shanahan and Lynch love adding trench depth late in the year. It's happened almost every season. Keep an eye on this. 3. Special teams/return depth after recent injuries. The injuries at RB, FB, and returner roles earlier this stretch caused ripple effects across the roster. One more injury and special teams is in trouble. A bye week signing here would not shock anyone. The bottom line on the rumor. This isn't hype. This isn't clickbait. It's just the truth. The 49ers need help, and the bye week is the smartest time to bring someone in. So yes, another signing is absolutely in play. Part 2, 49ers versus Titans, the matchup that matters more than you think. Let's shift gears to the next big topic. 49ers versus Titans. On paper, this game looks simple. The Niners should win. But this matchup is dangerous for a few reasons. 1. The Titans play extremely physical football. No matter what version of the Titans you're facing, they hit hard. They challenge you at the line of scrimmage. They force you to match their intensity. This is the type of game where you must stop the run. You must protect your QB. You cannot afford sloppy execution. The Titans don't win with beauty. They win with force. 2. This is a letdown game setup. Coming off a good win, going into the bye, players tend to relax mentally and physically. But on the other side, the Titans are desperate. And desperate teams are dangerous.
The 49ers cannot afford a slow start, especially on the road.
3. Brock Purdy's next test.
Purdy showed real maturity bouncing back from earlier struggles.
This game gives him a chance to
Face pressure.
face physical defensive fronts,
Show he can command the offense even when things get uncomfortable.
If he keeps stacking these performances, the playoff narrative changes fast.
4. Key matchups matter.
A couple matchups that could determine the game.
49ers OL versus Titans pass rush.
Debo plus CMC versus Titans linebackers.
Kittle versus aggressive safety looks.
This game will be about execution, not talent.
Part 3. The NFC Playoff Path just shifted.
This is the part of the video fans will watch all the way through because the playoff picture is more important now than ever. Let's lay it out cleanly and clearly.
1. The NFC is wide open.
You have
49ers,
Cowboys,
Lions, Eagles,
Vikings, depending on stretch run. There is no unbeatable team in the NFC right now.
That means the number 1 seed is absolutely in play.
2. The 49ers path depends on 3 things. A. Win the games you're supposed to win. That includes the Titans. You cannot drop trap games in December. B. Beat NFC opponents. Conference record matters massively for seeding tiebreakers. C. Stay healthy. This is the biggest one because San Francisco's biggest enemy every year is health, not talent. 3. Why the bye week is perfectly timed. This rest period does 2 things. Lets injured players recover. Gives Shanahan time to adjust offensive identity. It resets the season in a positive way if the team uses it correctly. 4. What the 49ers need to happen around the league. Without naming teams, the simple truth is, NFC rivals need to drop a game. San Francisco must stay clean. One slip from a top competitor changes everything. This race will come down to January football, not November predictions. Final message to fans. The 49ers are in a strong position heading into the bye week, but the margin for error is thin. Injuries, fatigue, and roster depth are all real concerns. That's why the rumor of another signing isn't just noise, it's a logical move at the perfect time. The team knows what's at stake. The coaching staff knows the next stretch defines the season. And the front office knows this roster needs 1 or 2 more reinforcements to survive the final push. Stay locked in because the next week could bring a move nobody saw coming.